Well, we missed assignments, and if you want to win at this level, you can't make a ton of mistakes and expect to win, no matter how even supposedly the league's supposed to be or how well you're doing. And we took a nice hard look at that and are working on that with our defense. But you can't. What we tried to get across to the guys is you cannot be good in any kind of really good league missing that many assignments.
Is it a symptom of shifting from man to the different zones, or just playing the different zones?
It is certainly possible that the missed assignment. We're still pretty young in playing man to man, so I know that's part of it. The other part that I think we all missed on is we have been so efficient with our offense that we've taken our defense for granted, and that I became aware of that watching the second half of the Arizona State tape. We had gotten so good at scoring, we were sort of all score, no defense, and it's just caught up to us, so we have to address that.
Communication a big part of the defensive improvement?
Yeah, it is, we are a supremely unselfish team, and usually unselfish teams communicate really well on defense. So that is a function of just it being new to us and trying to communicate the right places to be and helping each other out on the defensive end. We've got it figured out on that. Well, no, I wouldn't say we got it figured out, but we do a much better job on offense.
Yeah, I was going to say, for a team with such good chemistry, you think that they're top?
Yeah, I think they try, but going from a predominantly zone team to a predominantly man-to-man team is a process like everything else, and it's not an easy one. So I've got to do a better job of teaching it, and we have to do a better job of executing it.
How's the confidence?
Well, I'm hoping it's still there. I mean, what I've been saying ever since the end of the Arizona State game is, fellas, people, whoever wants to hear, we are 2 or 3 plays from feeling completely different about ourselves. I mean, 2 or 3 plays. You make 2 or 3 plays in the Stanford game, you make 2 or 3 plays in the Arizona game, and then you're completely in a different place, even if you don't play well like we didn't play well in the Arizona State game. But I'm dealing with young men, so I don't know if their confidence is shaken for real and they're pretending that it's not. But when I watch them practice, I still feel like they think they're going to be in every single game they play, and that's a good feeling going with as a coach.
UCLA's had, some crazy stuff happen to them early on, but they seem to be, maybe straightening things out a little bit.
Well, it seems like everybody who's had some crazy things go on straighten it out right before we play them. So, no, you never wish for that kind of stuff to happen because you can see how it would affect your team. I mean, it's just so disruptive. But they're playing really well now, and they have always played well here since I've been here, and we have to be prepared. I mean, it's great to be playing them at home, first and foremost, and in front of our crowd and at this time, and we've got to rise to the occasion. I think we have to worry more about ourselves first on defense, and then we'll worry about them.
I think Joe was saying that they were playing more run and gun. They've kind of got back to more set.
Well, they run a lot of set plays, and but they're playing more man-to-man than zone of late. We don't know we're preparing for everything because they played a lot of zone this year, and of late they played a lot of man-to-man. So we're just preparing for both. And as I said earlier, our offense, I feel supremely confident in. Our defense, I'm getting there.
So you've had a chance to see UCLA play the Arizonas, and you played them. What did you gather from that?
Well, it's hard on tape to gather anything other than any team playing well in this league is capable of beating any other team. And we just have to be one of those teams that are playing well for the entire 40 minutes. That's what I've taken from watching that. I'm not fearful of any team other than my own team.
You talked about, just being a couple plays away from feeling different. Is there anything that you guys can do down the stretch, or have you looked at that? Is this kind of maybe that difference maker for you guys? Is it some of that youth? Is it just learning to make that play at that time?
Yeah, you answered your own question, because that's what we talk about. This is a process, and the process that doesn't go just from, okay, now we have no more of our former recruits and we have this new group, but then you have to get that young group understanding what it takes to win in the non-conference. We executed that. Then there's a new process of how to win, having had a good non-conference, which was new for us, and then actually winning in the conference. And we haven't executed that as well. You beat the team one of the teams that were picked to win it, and you go overtime, 4 overtimes with the other team that was picked to win it, and then you go overtime with the third team that was picked to win it. It's close but no cigar, and nobody's going to feel sorry for you. All they're going to say is, "Whew, we weathered that storm." Now we have to kind of teach ourselves how to win those games. And it is nice to still have 7 more home games to play. 7 more, if I counted right. Yeah.
So UCLA has won 13 in a row against Oregon State. Do you see that as a chance to, if you beat them, it's an extra boost?
No. I know you guys know me by now. Those kind of statistics, I mean, they sometimes they are in your favor, sometimes they're not in your favor. We don't focus on them at all. I mean, I wouldn't have known that if you hadn't told me that. I knew we hadn't beaten them since I've been here. But what we're focused on is playing well, getting better, winning the game right in front of us, in spite of who it might be. So I would never use that as the motivation, because we have enough motivation with our record to come out swinging.
How is UCLA different without regionals?
Well, without. That's kind of a loaded question. So let me pause for a minute here. They've been a more stable team, and they play better together as a team. From what I can see on the court, and I'm sure off the court, the locker room has got to be a much calmer environment to exist in.
Lineup-wise, does Joe come off the bench again, and did he not start because of that thing in Arizona?
The answer to the first question is he kind of come off the bench again. I'm going to wait and see how practice goes this week. We've had him in different spots during the week, and I just want to see what the best matchup is, so I don't know that. And if Joe had not left the bench, he probably would have started. But since we lost the game, I might have changed the starting lineup anyway. That's the true answer. So the getting off the bench just gave me a reason to try a new lineup. Put it that way. I didn't want to hold it against him, but he knows better, and I didn't want to make it seem like I was punishing him, but it certainly gave me a reason to try something new.
Did you like what you saw?
Well, yeah. I listen. The lineups don't bother me. I like my first 9, 10 guys, and I think I can interchange them based on what we need. So I don't like one any more than the other yet. I like the one that's going to help us win, and I'm still trying to figure that one out. Win in the conference, and I'm still trying to figure that out.
Is Chalet maybe working his way into?
Well, I tell you what, that kid is getting better and better every single day, and he's tough. We have a good group of four guards. I mean, you can take your pick with any two or any combination of the four. And what I do suspect that he's going to play more, because he's earning his. I mean, he gets out there and he plays great D, and he doesn't throw the ball away, and he's tough.
Anything else?
That it?